Hi, we're back, and we are super excited to talk about your laundry room makeover. Honestly, I had all the intentions in the world of actually doing this in my laundry area. I don't have a laundry room, but yeah, it's a little messy right now. So we're doing it this way instead. And I think that you'll actually get more information this way. So one of the first things that we ever had to sort of make over in our house beyond our cleaners was the laundry detergent situation. We have 5 kids, and we cloth diapered a couple of them because we were, gluttons for punishment that way. And we're those people, and how soap, if you don't know, soap and cloth diapers do not go together. You really have to come up with with better ways to clean things like that. With 5 kids, we go through a lot of laundry. So today we wanted to talk a bit about the ways that all of us have made over our laundry habits to be non-toxic, to really support our health and wellness. We do have a great class on non-toxic living where you can find out even more information about this. So be sure to check that out. But to sum it up, the clothing that you wear and the bedding that you sleep in and the things that you wrap yourselves and your family members in, it's kind of like a second skin. Our skin absorbs everything. It gets on your skin, you're taking it in. And so it's really, really important to really be kind of critical about those choices that you're making. We have a lot of options out there in the world. And today we're going to present you with our version of what we think works great. I'm so excited to be joined today by our wonderful partners. We've got Miss Joan Sberro from BosqueOm Essentials.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Miss Joan. You have a household of 1 and 2 fur babies, right?
Yes.
So you're dealing with, but you do yoga, you hike, you're an outdoorsy, you work out 80 times a day.
Well, at least once, once or twice.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure twice most days, but yeah. So for you, laundry is like a totally different animal than it is for me with like kids and animals, right?
Completely different.
Yeah. But you have fur. Your animals shed.
Yes.
Okay.
Vast quantities of it.
Oh my goodness. Yes, that is a thing to deal with.
I could probably make a bunch of these little balls. Just saying.
With BG's and BG. And is it Bill? What's your cat's name?
Wild Bill.
Wild Bill. Okay. Yeah. Bill and BG could make their own little balls, right?
Yes.
Miss Susan, you're in the similar boat to me. You've got 5 kids, but not really any indoor animals.
No indoor animals at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you're bailing through some serious laundry at your house.
Lots and lots of laundry.
Yeah. Never ending, right? Who knew? Had I known, had someone showed me a picture of how much laundry each kid equaled, I may have made different decisions in my life. Miss Diana, you've got some kitty cats, or 1 kitty cat right now, and 2 children and a husband at your household. So you've got the family of 4, right? Like that like standard picture of,
yes,
you do the amount of laundry that is supposed to be done, right? And yeah. So we have the 5 kids and a bunch of animals. So I guess I am the worst nightmare scenario here as far as laundry goes, which is my own fault, but I can't help it. I like little cute things, and that's how it is. So let's dive into some ideas here. First off is going to be our laundry detergent. I love these bottles. You can get them on Etsy. I will put it in the description box below, the link of the gal who makes these bottles and labels. But I'm a big fan of Dr. Bronner's Castile soap as a go-to. Works beautifully, and what I love about it is it does not have any buildup. Right. So it doesn't have that soap buildup. If you ever had a towel that you thought was clean, it smelled really good, and then you got it wet and it smelled like either mold and mildew, or the last person who used it, or worse yet, the dog you dried off a couple days ago and forgot that you used that towel on. It's been there. Okay. Dr. Bronner's doesn't do that. Doesn't do that buildup situation. White vinegar helps tremendously with cutting that, right? Really getting the fibers clean. Some water. I love our On Guard cleaning concentrate. It is a go-to in our washing machine. And then actually, this is so funny because the gals and I were just talking right before we got on here. And I said, I have 4 oils right by my washing machine at all times: Purify, Melaleuca, Lavender, and On Guard. And then here they are. This is really what we're using at our house. I was joking and saying that, you know, I might from time to time run out of this, and I am guilty of just mixing it right in the little dispenser that goes into my washing machine, right? A squirt of each of the Dr. Bronner's, some white vinegar, and some On Guard cleaning concentrate, and then however many drops of that oil that I want. So let's take a look at a recipe here. This one is going to be a little bit more specific. I love the baking soda in here. You see that you're going to get a nice large amount of detergent from here. You only need to use a very small amount, like a tiny, like a tablespoon per, it's really a small amount. It goes a very, very long way. Maybe a little more than a tablespoon, but nonetheless, the salt here is fantastic. It works beautifully to really get your clothes clean, but also to rinse really nicely. Purify On Guard or lemon, whisk it together in a glass container, shake before use, and you are off and running. Do you guys all, so Joan, you are a fan, I am too, but of the On Guard, the actual detergent that doTERRA makes?
I am, simply because, like we said, right, it's just me. And so, you know, and BG's stuff, Bill doesn't really have any of his own. He just gloms on. And so, but it's just me. So I don't have huge amounts of laundry, and I work from home. And so I'm often, you know, I can be working out, teaching yoga, sitting here at my desk to work, and I don't have to have a whole lot of different outfits, right? So I don't have a ton of laundry that I have to do. So for me, it makes sense I buy the On Guard laundry detergent from doTERRA. It still lasts a long time because you don't use a whole lot of it. And then I have the one oil I have in my laundry area is Purify. And I keep a bottle of Purify in there because that's what I tend to use most. And then I might use something else on the dryer balls, but with the detergent, you know, for towels, sheets, things like that, I add Purify.
Yeah, I have to say our son was away living in a dorm, you know, he did his 4 years of college, and that laundry detergent from doTERRA was a godsend. He was on like the 10th floor and, you know, lugging your laundry all the way downstairs. You don't want to have any big giant bottles of laundry detergent. He cannot do those pod things. They're just gross and they leave so much film on all the clothing, and it just really irritates him. He doesn't do it. So this was perfect. The little bottle, because it's concentrated, right? So like you said, you use the tiniest amount. I think one bottle of that lasted him 3/4 of the school year. Like,
I've had one bottle. Starting to think that probably in a month or two, I'm going to need to order another, but I would say a bottle of it for me probably lasts a good 6+ months.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I mean, maybe when you look at it on the website, maybe it looks a little bit pricey, but quite honestly, if you're not doing tons and tons of laundry, I'd say it's the easy way to go.
Yeah. And it doesn't, I'll throw this out there. If you've ever had a liquid laundry detergent that you've had for a long time, it gets thicker and thicker and thicker because it's evaporating off. Because guess what, guys, it's water. This does not do that. It stays, the color stays the same. It uses the same. It has the same potency throughout the entire duration of that bottle. It's really, really very good. So
yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I think, you know, and it does a great job. It whitens whites, it brightens colors, it doesn't fade, it doesn't have any toxins in there. So it's a great option. If you're like Susan and I, and you've created a mountain of laundry accidentally in your life, it can be a little bit challenging because you feel like, oh my gosh, you know, I love recipes like this and the one that we were just showing on the previous slide, because you can customize it, right? You can do whatever you want. If if it's that time of year that you want everything to smell really, holiday-like or whatever, you can throw in that kind of oil. If you want to do linens, like I said, do a Serenity in there. It's amazing when you pull things out of the dryer. I love balance on our towels, or eucalyptus on your towels. You get a fresh towel out and you're getting out of the shower and you give that smell, when you're drying off your face. It's really nice. It feels like you're kind of like really treating yourself, but it's just your laundry. It's nice. Okay, let's talk about these cutie pies. Didn't you get some of these? I'm going to pick on Joan again, because didn't you actually get some of these little guys?
I did. I currently have a sloth in my dryer.
Oh,
It's just nice to have a sloth. I have a penguin too. And I want to get some more because I do, now that I've started attempting to run. So I want some in my running shoes, because that is a really, really great tip, to take one of these little guys and put one in each of your shoes with a drop of something. So depending on, the shoe and what it's used for and whose particular foot it's on, again, Purify, Air-X, something that's really going to take care of some odors. But yeah, I think it's great. And I haven't yet, but I love the idea of like tossing one in a drawer, right? I mean, you think about, like, if I think about my grandmother having like that scented drawer liner stuff with like really nasty fake rose or lavender, right? You guys don't remember that stuff. And it's just like, wow, this, even those sachets that you can do, right? This is just such a great alternative to that. And in the fridge too, I think that's a cool idea. But yes, I have, there's sloths that live in my dryer.
yeah, they're wool. And so by the way, I just have white ones. Okay. And mine are barely white anymore because, I use them for everything, but they work wonderfully in the dryer. They do actually get rid of any static. They do fluff and soften beautifully as they're bouncing around in there. And yeah, I mean, in shoes, Melaleuca is fantastic. I really like in the fridge, having one just in the back of the fridge with some Purify on there. It's great. It absorbs scents from, like, maybe you got some takeout from the Mexican restaurant and you don't want to open up your fridge and have the whole place smell like Mexican food. And it really does a good job of curbing that. And it's basically, it's both a diffuser and an absorber, right, of scent. So in that way, it's just a great option, right? Susan, Diana, you guys both use dryer balls, right? What are some of your favorite tips? Go ahead, Susan.
I have to say, this for me was the simplest switch that we made when we started trying to decrease the synthetic fragrances and things in our laundry products that we really didn't want for our family. This, I thought I was really going to get a lot of pushback because we were a big dryer sheet family. And it was the simplest thing. I couldn't even get over it. And my kids are older, so they all really pretty much do their own laundry, or they do their laundry, together. And so the dryer balls are in there in a bowl, and the oils are in there in the laundry cabinet, and they just do it themselves. And it was really easy. It works. It's effective. The laundry smells good. And you don't, once you get used to this, that aroma of those dryer sheets, like I can't even anymore, because you smell the synthetic aspect of them. They don't smell like real scents anymore. So I'm afraid to try it. It was a lot easier with my very conventional family than I thought it was going to be.
Well, and you're so right. Like when, we have friends and family, you'll get to see them and you go to give them a hug and you're just bowled over by their dryer sheet choice. And when you use it all the time, you become nose blind to it, right? You don't notice it. But other people do. So just, but yeah, they do such a good, how many drops do you guys use per ball? And how many balls do you use in a load? Go ahead.
4.
You use 4 balls in a load?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, because I feel like it really does. We try to put a lot of clothes in there if we can. Like we try to really make sure that we're doing as little loads as possible. We do our laundry all on one day, so we try to get it all out in that one day of the week. So everybody pulls their their dirty clothes into the sort. So yeah, and I use 4 dryer balls in there, and they and I use probably like 3 to 4 drops of oil and per load, just to, especially when I'm really freshening, or sometimes I'll just grab one if it's kind of like, an easy thing, like it's not linens or it's not towels or something. And I just put like the drops on one dryer ball. But you do have to, I have to keep them away from my cat because they rolled out before and he's like attacked them and kind of started to pull them apart. So
See?
if they had
That's
a
another
face
use.
on them, he'd
Cat toys.
be more after them. So
That is hilarious. I need to up my dryer ball game. I thought I was fancy when I did 2, so I'm gonna double up, man.
You need multiple, yeah, and depending on the size of your load. I use 2 for me, but then I have smaller loads, right? But yeah.
And you're
You
doing
need
also
multiples.
like 2 or 3 drops of oil on each one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends, again, depending, like Diana said, depending on sort of how much I want that scent in there, how much I feel like I need. But 2 to 3, and sometimes I might just put it on one of the balls and put it in there. And sometimes I'm lazy and I don't put it on any and I just toss them in, and I've put oil in the laundry and it's fine.
And you're good. Yeah. Yeah. So here's some ideas for you. Linens, lavender, kids clothes on guard, whites purified, gym clothes, melaleuca. Oh my God, this really is amazing, you guys. Baby clothes, lavender, right, to give that soothing, calming mood. But you can go anywhere with this. This is really all about just scent here. Once you're in the dryer, in the water.
Like you said, definitely for me, Serenity goes on my bed linens for sure.
Isn't it the
I
most
love that
thing when you get in bed and you get that, like, you're surrounded by serenity? Oh, it's just, this is what I always think. Why don't I do this more often? Like, why don't I, get fresh linens on the bed that have been just bounced around in the dryer with serenity? It's like, I should do this every day. And then of course I don't, but it feels so good. It's such a treat. So you can go anywhere with this though, guys. So that melaleuca in the washer really is killing everything off. It does a great job. I feel like in the dryer, you're really just enjoying the fact that it's going to, help infuse some good scent in there. But they really do break out that static. They really do fluff. It's soft. Those dryer sheets are the most toxic thing you can do in your home. So just like Susan said, if you can just do that one thing, you've made a great leap forward in reducing the toxins in your laundry room. Here is a laundry softener. If you are wanting to, you just can't stop the need to fill that little area of your washing machine with some form of liquid, right? This is going to be a great one. Those Epsom salts are so softening. And like Diana was sharing with us earlier, guys, vinegar is so softening, so good for your towels. It makes them fluffy and crisp and clean and soft. And like if you're doing denims, to soften them a bit so they're not quite so stiff without, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, fading them, right? Too much. If you want to keep them still true to size, right? And all that, because I know everybody's weird about washing their denim, but we throw ours in the washer, what the heck, but it works really, really nicely. So this is a great recipe. Here's some lavender, melaleuca, lemon, and Epsom salts, right? Then you're going to top it all off with a little bit of water to get up to that amount that you're wanting. So really, really good. I just do it like I've done this once. I got to tell you, I did it one time when all of this was new. I've never done it again. I prefer the dryer balls, but if you're someone who really loves to do it this way. Then the Easy Wrinkle Release Spray. Oh my God. This is kind of like DigestZen in that it's one of those things that I tell people about and they look at me like I'm crazy because with the DigestZen, you put it in your belly button and it immediately gets rid of things. I think, Susan, am I right? Was it your family that I told this recipe to? And everybody's like, what? No.
Yeah, I made it and we tested it out and I took pictures and it was amazing. It was real. I tried it on a linen shirt, which, linen is like the most wrinkly thing you can find, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was amazing how well it worked.
It literally just, the wrinkles fall out. And so you just have your garment hanging on a hanger, you shake it up nicely, you spray it. Yes, at the first moment, don't panic. There's going to be a little scent of vinegar, but quite as soon as the garment is dry, that is totally gone. And all you get is your favorite oil. So like my husband loves this with Balance or Siberian Fir. I am the same, right? But I could imagine that you could go in any direction here. What's happening is really the water and vinegar working together. Okay. But the oil just helps to freshen the fabric. If things can get stale, right, in your closet. So this is a great way to be able to freshen it up a bit. So a great recipe for you guys here. And that is, do you guys have anything else? I know, Diana, you had a tip to share about a stain, like when you find yourself, if you are of the people who tend to drip upon your shirt. Go ahead.
That's me. That's me. Yes. So I just, like, while you're still wearing the garment, sometimes you'll find out, you'll look down and you'll have gotten salad dressing on your shirt or your pant leg or something, and you're just like, great, and you're like out and about, so you don't want to, like, what can you do? So if you have some lemon essential oil with you, that's just a really quick and really simple. Just put a couple of drops of the lemon into that, and then and then use like soap and water, or like if you have an On Guard wipe or something, you can like just go ahead and like dab that and try to kind of let it air dry. And usually I don't get a residual stain. You know how oil can stain and kind of stay there, and it comes back out of the wash and you see that little spot of oil. The lemon really breaks that up and kind of takes that away, and there's no change in the color of the garment or any kind of evidence that you ever sat there and had to clean it. Like there's some, I did, in the past have those like on the go stain stick things, like way back in the olden times, and they would mess up your nicer clothes. And it was very frustrating because you're like, oh, okay, well, let me just clean this. And then it would make it worse because either it had some kind of whitener in it or something, or you were exposing it to heat or light. And it would just change the garment. And then you were just like, well, great, now this is ruined. So now how am I going to wear this? So it's just a little bit of lemon oil. So easy. And if you happen to have Purify, I don't know why you would have Purify with you on the go, but
Oh, if you're a sloppy girl.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're like me, you just pack it and take
Maybe
it with you.
I don't know.
I mean, let's be real here. Maybe
that's got to go into my
You can put in
keychain.
your tea and your water, and then also clean your shirt. So lemon works out good.
Exactly.
Well, and it's important to note that your essential oils, I mean, with the exception of those with some chamazoline, which are the ones that have a blue tint to them, like your lemon oil, that is not going to leave an oil stain. Okay. It all flashes off. It is not going to do that. It's not going to leave an oil stain. Diana was talking about like a salad dressing, which has like an olive oil in it. Right. So it feels counterintuitive to put oil on your blouse, right. Or something nice, because you feel like that's the worst thing, but your lemon or Purify is amazing for that. I was able to get some old stains out of like antique tablecloth linens that I inherited with lemon and Purify, and it was incredible, and they look gorgeous, and it was not, I was nervous, but I was like, I kept asking and, for suggestions from people, and that's what I was told to do. And I did it, and it worked beautifully. So really wonderful, especially, those fold stains. If you've ever dealt with old linens, where the fold is, you get a lot of stains there from different different issues, right? And it worked beautifully on that. So it did not, and part of it was embroidered. The threads did not change color. Like I was able to really, I mean, it's amazing what you can do with your laundry and your oils. So
also, speaking of those blue stains from the yarrow palm or blue tansy, or even balance, I guess would have a little bit in there. Lemon takes those out too. I successfully, like dripped some yarrow palm on my pajama top, getting ready in the morning, and then, or at night, I can't remember. And then I would think it was in the morning, because at night I would just been like, I'm going to bed. But I grabbed the lemon and I put it on there, and it's not stained. It doesn't have blue in it. So.
That is really good to know.
That's great.
That is very good to know. Anyone else have a tip, or we are good? So I hope this was helpful. I will try to put the links to the Etsy sellers. I think both of the cute little animal dryer balls. You've had those at least a year now, Joan, and they've held up nicely, right?
They have, and I got them. There is a company.
I remember too, Leslie, right? Had that.
I'll find it and shoot
let
it
me
over
know.
to you, because they have all kinds of great green, replacements for plastic and bags and other things like that. So
Yeah.
they have all kinds of stuff, and they have wool dryer balls, and that's where I got my cute animals from.
Yeah. Guys, just know too, I have looked at different places for wool dryer balls. You do not have to pay. I mean, I've seen people sell them for like 3 for $50. It is not that expensive. Just keep looking, I'll try to find some options and throw them in. We don't profit from that. Just, I hate the idea that people are trying to make it like, I don't know. It's
I've seen them at like a natural store like
Yep.
Sprouts or
Yeah.
Natural Grocers or Whole Foods, just plain white ones, a little box of them for like,
Yep.
I think they were $12 or $15.
exactly.
Yeah,
Not too
plain
much,
white or
not too
gray.
much.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
for
I
like
get
3 at least. It's like, at
Yeah.
least a set
Yeah,
of
you
3.
get a box of 3. Yeah.
Yeah, which is great, right? So, anyway, so I hope this was helpful. We will be back with more of these great tips and bits of information for you guys. So please subscribe, and we will catch you guys on the next one that we do. So thank you so much to Diana, Susan, and Joan for hanging out today and chatting about all these things. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Oh, I can't find the button. There it is. Bye.